What's up, guys? It's your favorite broker and host, Wayne Chappelle, and I am back at you with another video. This video I'm going to call Careers Are Long, Jobs Are Short. And here's why I'm making this video. And this video basically is something that somebody told me, and it wasn't that long ago, because one of my former colleagues said to me, careers are long, jobs are short, right? And as I'm mentoring and coaching people, I ran across an individual who is currently, employed. I almost said unemployed, but they're on the borderline of becoming unemployed just because of things that are going on in their organization where where they work. But I pass along this information because when it was brought to my attention, it kind of set me back, and I really had to think about it. And it actually came from a colleague who is about half my age. And it kind of made me think of, wow, this person has some insight, some wisdom to know this at this point in their life, at this age in their life. And like I said, they're about half my age. And instilled this to me, and it had an impact on me when I heard it, and I use it, especially when I come across people who are in transition. I run across a lot of people who are, in a different field. They're trying to get into real estate and not sure, whether they should take the plunge or what they should do or what their next steps are, right? So careers are long, jobs are short. And the impact of that is how I think of this, right? And how it was presented to me is that, especially in this day and age, in my generation, we were raised to believe that, you go out, you grow up, you go to school, you get good grades, you go to college, you come out of college, you find a Fortune 500, Fortune 100 company to work for, and you pretty much retire from that company, right? That was my parents or my parents' generation's, insight on what goes on in the world as far as jobs and being successful in careers. And, in my generation, we're kind of caught in the middle. I'm not a millennial. I'm not a baby boomer. I'm in the middle of that. But my generation is kind of caught in the situation where, you followed your parents' advice and what made them successful. But in our generation, it doesn't work out that way. Just the nature of the way corporations and the way things are going now in society, where nobody's really retiring from, you can work at a company for 20 years and come to find out that, they're going to let you go or surplus you or whatever. And now you're stuck trying to figure out what's your next move. And having somebody, present this information to me in the way that they articulated the information to me, and to have such wisdom at a very young age to tell me, looking at and their aspect on looking at things, and how I, change the way I look at things to say, careers are long, jobs are short. And the main premise of that is you got to look long term, right? You can always find a job doing something, and nowadays, jobs don't last very long, right? If you're in a job for 5 years, that's considered a long time nowadays versus, years ago when you were in a job 20, 30 years and retired, got you the Timex, the gold watch, and live life, happy in retirement. That's not the situation nowadays. But when it comes to thinking about your career, right? You're thinking you got to think outside of that job or outside of that employment that you're in right now. What are you going to do long term? A job is short. It is short term. What are you doing in the long term as far as your career? So if you're thinking about getting into real estate or starting a business or becoming an entrepreneur, you have to think about, what are you currently in? What is your current situation? Do you want to pursue that as a career? Or do you want to shift into something else, or maybe even do multiple streams of income? But in the back of your mind, you got to know that jobs are short and careers are long. And the premise of this video, and I'm just trying to spark some ideas and some some thought process in you guys that are watching my videos, because I found this information pretty profound, and it's made an impact on me in my life in thinking about what am I going to do long term in my career? What do I want to do to become successful? Which led me into doubling down on real estate, right? I become successful in real estate as far as sales, as far as production, but I've been doubling down in real estate trying to help other people through my mentoring business. Like I said, I recently, started the process, and I'm going through the process. I'm wrapping that up now, becoming licensed as a licensed real estate instructor here in Georgia, where I'm based out of. But I plan to expand that, as I grow my career. And my question to you guys, knowing that, careers are long, jobs are short, what are you guys doing that you haven't done already? Because, like I mentioned in my previous videos, I'm a proponent of continuous self-improvement, not just self-improvement, right? Not just hitting a goal of saying, hey, I'm going to hit this, and then you hit that goal and then you're done. You don't know what to do from there. But continuous self-improvement. You're continually self-improving, like I did in my other video about the 1% better every day. What are you doing to enhance your career? What are you doing to grow your career? Because your career is, is what's going to sustain you, regardless of where you're at, what job you're on, where you go. Those things are going to be, changing. They're not going to be constant. But if you're going to be successful in your career, you have to know at whatever point you're in, whether you're just starting, you're in the middle, you're towards the end, careers are long. What are you doing to sustain that career? And, I gave you a couple of examples of what I'm doing as far as doubling down in real estate, because initially I didn't come from real estate, right? I came from a different occupation, a different background. But over the past 14 years, I've become, tremendously successful in real estate. So I'm doubling down in that, right? And I've been in many different jobs in real estate. But my career, now that I look back on it, has, 14 years. So some people it's not long, and it's not really long by any means, but it's long enough that I, established a career in real estate. And I'm looking at what's going to be my next 13, 14 years out, because this is something that I'm driving for, and I'm trying to make sure I'm in alignment with making sure I have a successful career in real estate, not just a successful job. So I challenge you guys in this video, think about that. Careers are long, jobs are short. What are you guys doing in your career, in your business or your line of work? What are you doing to ensure that your career is long, successful, and that you're prosperous in it? Leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. I appreciate your feedback and comments thus far. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video, and go out there and make it happen.